Appreciative inquiry is a valuable process for reflective practice, and there's a particular approach that we can use for appreciative inquiry called the 5I approach, and this is based on a premise called SOAR, S-O-A-R. SOAR represents strengths, opportunities, aspirations and results. We use SOAR so that we can identify the strengths of our practice, and from the appreciative inquiry point of view, this is identifying what's positive and finding ways to build on that. And then in SOAR we're looking at opportunities from the strengths. In other words, what are people asking for? What do they want that we can use as a guiding light to help us develop our practice? The next component is aspirations. Or in other words, as practitioners, as professionals, what do we care about? What do we want to achieve? What are our goals? And then of course we have results. How do we know when we're actually succeeding in achieving higher levels of practice? The 5I approach provides a framework, a very strategic framework for the reflective practitioner to use, which helps them understand the process of appreciative inquiry and gives a strong structure to follow in terms of undertaking appreciative inquiry. And the 5I approach uses a framework of key words to help us move through the process of inquiry. The first is initiate. How do we actually identify what we want to do? And then inquire, the process of collecting data and investigating. And then imagine. Imagine what can be, how we can change things, transform things for the future. And then innovate and inspire. In other words, being creative around what we're doing, so build on that practice. And we can look at this diagrammatically. And in this diagram we can see here the first I of the 5I approach, which is initiate. This is where the reflective practitioner is making choices about their teaching, making choices about the methods to use to investigate their teaching. It's about understanding what they can build on for the future. And then the next I in the 5I approach is inquire. And this is where SOAR becomes important. When we're inquiring through appreciative inquiry, we're starting with the strengths that we have that we can build on. So the inquiring process is not looking at problems or looking at things which are going wrong or looking at negativity, but starting the inquiry process from a point of a strong foundation. The next I in the 5I approach is imagine, or in other words, begin to imagine, to look for the opportunities, O in SOAR, the opportunities that can enhance current practice and that can transform good practice into best practice. And then the next I in the 5I approach is about innovating, and it's the reflective practitioner innovating around the aspirations that they have for themselves as professionals. A in SOAR stands for aspirations, finding ways to build on what is currently good practice in relation to ideas about what can be achieved and what is desired by the individual. And ultimately the 5I approach leads to inspiration, and most importantly inspiration for implementation. And this relates to SOAR in terms of the practitioner achieving results from the appreciative inquiry process. Inspiring to implement is about identifying opportunities that can be operationalized and finding ways to move practice to higher levels of excellence. So the SAW process can actually be done quite quickly. It's a very simple model to use and is therefore the best opportunity that the reflective practitioner can use to engage in transformation, to engage in development, and to engage with other stakeholders in the school environment, in the education environment. And because it's so powerful, it can lead to transformation quite quickly, or in very detailed and deep ways over an extended period of time.